Good morning, Blue Streaks. Hope you had a good Easter day yesterday, and just wanted to go over one problem with the substitution method and one problem for elimination method. I'm going to give you a practice quiz that is due tomorrow, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'm going to give you a quiz over these two methods, substitution method and elimination method. Make sure you use the method that I ask you to use for each problem. I want to check for both types of methods. So make sure you show your work, and so you can get full credit. And again, if you use the wrong method but get the right answer, I'm not going to give you full credit. You have to use the method that I'm asking you to use. So looking here for substitution method, remember this is called a systems of equations. We have two equations with two variables, and we got to find what x equals and what y equals to solve the system. It has to work in both equations. So when we do this method, we want to look for an equation that has a variable with no coefficient. So if the first one on the left there, we have a 6 and a 5 for the coefficients of x and y. And on the second equation, the one on the right, we have no coefficient for x and -3 for the y. So that's the one I want to get alone, the x. So the first thing I'm going to do is get that x by itself by adding the 3y to the other side. Remember, what you do to one side, you do to the other. So that gets me x alone, and that's my goal right now, to get started. And 3y plus 4, or 4 plus 3y, doesn't matter. Now here's, remember, the substitution part. I take that equation and I put it in for x, because that's what x equals. So I'm going to write 6 instead of x. I'm going to put 3y plus 4 in that substitute. Plus the 5y. Don't forget about that. Equals the 1. So I distribute the 6. 6 times 3y is 18y. And 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 5y equals 1. Now I have an equation that just has y in it, and I can solve for y. So I'll be half done once I get y by itself. All right, so I'm just going to subtract the 24 to get it to the other side, because my goal is to get y by itself. And combine my like terms. 18y plus 5y is 23. And 1 minus 24 is a -23. And then I divide by 23 to finish up to get that y by itself. So I get y equals -1. Now I'm not done. Some of you on your homework only got one of the answers, only got half of it. So remember, there's two answers. You got to find what x equals and what y equals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that -1 and I'm going to substitute it right there for the y, so I can find out what x equals. So x equals 3 instead of y. We know it equals -1 plus 4, which gives us -3 plus 4, which is +1. So our answer is 1 for x, -1 for y. That's the substitution method. So again, you want to get one of the variables alone to start. The easiest one to get alone is the one without a coefficient. All right, that way you don't get any fractions. Okay, so that's what you want to do. So this one we got x alone, and once I got x alone, I substituted 3y plus 4 into the other equation for x. Then I could solve for y. Once I solve for y, I go back and substitute it in either one. It doesn't matter. Again, I like to go over to the one where I already got x by itself because that's what I'm looking for to find my x value. Substitution method. Make sure you use that method when I ask you to. The other one we did was elimination. Okay. In elimination, you want to get the variables to have the same coefficient in front. So in the first equation, 6x plus 6y equals 1, and the second one, 4x plus 9y equals 1. I like to write these on top of each other so that I can add or subtract them once I get my variables to have the same number in front. So since none of them already have the same number in front, and 4 won't go into 6, or 9 won't go into 6, or 6 into 4, 6 into 9, I have to multiply the top and the bottom this time to get the same number in front. This is your choice. You can get the same number in front of the x's or the same number in front of the y's. I'm going to just do the x's, so I have to multiply the top equation by 2, which will give me 12. And I'm going to do the bottom equation by 3 to give me 12 in front of my x. Now, if you want, you could do the top by 4 and the bottom by 6 and use 24. But 12 is smaller, so that's what I did. So the top one, I got to multiply 2 by everything. So 12x, and then 2 times 6 again is 12y. And then 2 times 1 is 2. Sometimes we forget to do the other side. And then 3 times 4x is 12x. And 3 times 9y is 27y. Oops, 27y. And 3 times 4 is 12. So everything multiplied by 3 in the bottom, everything multiplied by 2 in the top. So I got a 12x top and bottom now. That's the one that's going to get eliminated. When the signs are the same, like these are, they're both positive 12s, you subtract. S starts with, or same starts with an S, and subtract starts with an S. If these signs were different, one was positive, one of them negative, then I would have added the two equations. All right, so 12x minus 12x cancel. And 12y minus 27y is a negative 15y. And then 2 minus 12 is a negative 10. All right, and then finish it up by dividing by negative 15. And that gives me a positive, and that reduces to 2/3. That fraction. It's okay to get fractions. You're not wrong. Okay? So now I got half done. All right? Again, I have to figure out what the x is. So I have to substitute into one of the two equations to find what x is. So I'm going to take the 2/3 for y, and I'm just going to put it in the top one. All right? And then I'll figure out what x is. So it'll be 6x plus 6 times 2/3 for y equals 1. All right, when I multiply these, 6 times 2 is 12, divided by 3 would be 4. Okay, so 6 times 2/3 is 4. And again, you could do that on your calculator if you needed to. And then solve for x. Subtract your 4. So you get 6x equals negative 3. Divide by the 6. So x will equal reducing negative 1/2. Okay, so we got both our answers of fractions. That's okay. So x is negative 1/2, and y is 2/3. And we just did that one by elimination. So again, I just wanted to go over those with you again. I want to give you a practice quiz for your assignment. It is due tomorrow, Tuesday. And get that into me. And that'll be another formative grade. And then on Wednesday, I'll post the quiz. And I would like you to have it into me by Thursday. All right, some of you are getting behind on getting stuff in. So please get that stuff in on time. It makes it easier for me. I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe and healthy, and keeping up in all your classes. Remember, I have conference hours from noon, or sorry, for you guys, from 12:30 to 1. They cut them back a little bit last week. So 12:30 to 1 for CP Math on Mondays and Wednesdays, and 8:30 to 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays if you need to conference with me. Okay? Some of you, not too many of you, have popped in to see me on that. I'd love to see your faces and talk with you and help you out the best I can. If you can't make those because of work or whatever, email me, let me know, and we'll figure out how to help you out if you need help. So I hope you have a great day, and we would talk to you soon. At the bottom here again is going to be your assignment. It's a practice quiz. I will post it on Canvas, due tomorrow. And again, use the correct method for each problem. So you guys have a great day. Remember, look good, feel good. You are good.